Well, hello, everyone. This is Wilson Cole, president of Adams, Evans, and Ross and Elot Global, and I am with my lovely daughter and brand manager, Allie. How are you doing, Allie?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing fine, doing fine. Now, I know that we have been working hard on a lot of clients' websites, and I know you guys have been working really hard on a lot of our websites. And not only are you building the websites, but you're also getting it SEO'd, which means it pulls up in searches and all of that. And the difference between old school and new school is, and we hear it a lot, is, okay, Wilson, I can write an article, but if I write it, who's really going to read it? And I am in hopes that you're going to explain why, if nobody ever read that article, why that article is important. So, Allie, take it away.
Absolutely. So content creation is usually like a dirty word that makes most people's skin crawl because they're like, no one's going to read it. I don't want to do it. And that's most people's reactions to that idea. But there's a lot more to it than shoving an article down your client's throats. Although it is really, really important to come up with content that's relevant to the people you're trying to reach, there's actually a lot more to it than people just simply reading your article. Because you can use that article to get a lot of helpful keywords on your website. Like right now, I just took on a new client that does not come up at all if you search any of his keywords on the first page of Google. He's extremely hard to find. And going through his website, he doesn't have a single article on there. So there's absolutely no keywords. There's really just contact information. So when you're going through and looking for an XYZ type of recruiter near you, you're not going to have those keywords on your website to explain how you can help them. And when creating this content, it's really important to have the keywords that you're going for in the first 100 or so words of your article. So that way, when Google starts crawling your websites to see how relevant you are, it comes right up. But this being said, a lot of people are like, more keywords. You don't want just to be a string of nonsense with a whole bunch of keywords. You want it to be good quality content because that does make a world of a difference.
So in essence, the fact that in all of our, for example, and I can only use the examples that I'm intimately aware of, but like with backdoor hires over on the backdoor hire website, we have 9 articles that we wrote, or 9 case studies where we, the 9 excuses. And so the fact that we have backdoor hire in those, in placements, in the word placements, collections, the fact that it is in those articles and those articles are posted on our website, you're saying that's what helps people find our backdoor hire website.
Absolutely, because people are going to be looking up past due staffing and recruiting placement fees, or just something similar to that to try to find us. And if we have multiple articles with those keywords that are naturally woven into these articles, Google's going to find that and go, yes, that's who you want to talk to. And we'll make sure we're higher up on the Google search engine versus someone else who doesn't really have any articles on their website that just happens to do the same thing as us. So it's just a way to explain to Google what you do and be able to have those keywords in a natural way.
And so when Google's algorithm goes out and searches it, it goes, oh, here's an article that's talking specifically about what these people may be searching on.
Yes.
And at that point, they land on our website, they read the article, but guess what? They're already on our website.
Absolutely. So it's just a different way of looking at it, because so many people, when I say we need to do more content creation, just squirm and dig their heels in and just don't really understand the bigger picture of, even if no one reads the article, which people will, you want something to help get those keywords up on your website.
Well, something that you brought to my attention when you said, okay, we need to, some of your articles are dated. Some of your content's been out there for a while. We need to enlarge it. I thought, oh my God, I've done this 27 years. There's only so many articles I can write. I wrote 50 articles or along those lines. We did write the Backdoor Hire book. But one thing that a lot of people that are watching this are looking at me saying, I've got a company to run, I don't have the article. One of the things that Allie's group has done for me, and that's why we now have this video blog, is this video blog, as we're discussing the content and things on those lines, our content writers will watch this video and write an article based on this video interview. And so my point being is, if you are working with Allie's group later down the road, Allie will do a similar article based on your staffing. And we can talk about the video is now something that you can do on Facebook, you can share on YouTube, and there's other search aspects, but narrowing it down to content, all they have to do is give you about a 10-minute conversation similar to this, and your content writers are going to create that content for them every single month. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And then if you start the interviews and we have a conversation about something that pertains to the stuff you're doing and the people you're trying to reach, the keywords will naturally come up. It doesn't have to be forced, where we can just talk about topics that are interesting to the people you're trying to reach, and those keywords will naturally come up in the conversation.
Well, that is good to know. So if any of our clients are watching this, or if they've read our articles on our blogs or on our website, understand that at least anything that's been done the last 6 months or a year at the time of this is specifically comes from these weekly meetings, where with some clients we do it on a weekly because there's a lot of subjects that we want to cover. But typically with most of your clients, I'm assuming it's a once a month.
Monthly. Because
Okay.
that's enough content for them to post once a week on their social channels too.
Well, and the thing is, it's incremental improvements. And so you get to the end of the year, you've got now 12 articles. And let me give you a kind of another marketing idea. We can talk about this in more detail at another time. But once you start getting 10 or 12 articles, you can take and put those articles into, make them chapters. And you can, in one of these short run printing book places, for about $400, you can have 150 of these, your own book written. And so in essence, if you do this for a year, you get all the wonderful content, but now not only do you have the content for the videos and the keywords for your blogs, but you can take and put it into a book and now hand it out at trade shows. And that's another subject for another time on how to use books to position yourself. But if you want to deal with Allie, and I'm a little biased, but I can tell you, I know in the last, since she's come out of school and has taken over with the team, even with the team that we already had, which was a very seasoned team, with some of the ideas and the shortcuts that she's brought in there, we're starting to see 50, 60, 70% increases at our websites. And it's using techniques like this. And I don't feel overwhelmed with the task, because all the content, when I wrap up this and I hit stop recording, I'm done. Allie's team's going to take over, and you can do the same thing. And all of this is also factored in Allie's teams, where they have I think it's like a $299 package for SEO, which actually includes this, which is just insanely reasonable. So if you want to reach out to her, give her a shout. It's Allie, ALLY at ELOC, ELOC global.com. Allie, any parting notes?
Really, the biggest thing I want to stress is content creation can be so huge for your company and your company's website, and it doesn't have to be a painful process. You do not have to have a degree in English or a journalism major to be able to do this and really do it well.
Well, and that's a good point, because anyone that has spoken with me knows that it's very tough for some of that Alabama to wash off. And so I don't have to worry about it. I've got English majors that are tweaking all of that stuff and taking what we've talked about and put it into context. And then that article gets passed on to the SEO specialists, which fine tune it specifically to be pulled up in the Google search. Allie, until next, well, actually, we're going to go on hiatus for a couple of weeks. Allie is going on vacation, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll pick it back up.
See you in June.
Okay, bye-bye.